All right, so I know that this is kind of going to be a surprise to all of you guys, but I got a question. Anybody willing to humor me for today?
I was hoping.
Are you sure you're willing to humor me today?
Is this like one of those? Is this like one of those and ors, or would you rather?
No.
Okay.
I don't think this is going to be one of those would you rather.
All right, welcome to
I think this is going to be one of those things where it's going to be like all of y'all are going to agree. You know what? Or as a matter of fact, Time, have you ever done any kind of production or animation or anything of that sort when it comes to games at all? Physics, anything of the sort? I know that you're involved in different ways.
I've done a lot of stuff. I've done 3D modeling. I've done animation. I've done a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay, wonderful. Maybe you'll actually be able to answer me this question then. How hard is it to design hair?
Hard.
It is?
Do you see CM Punk over here? Yeah, it's pretty hard.
Okay.
Yeah, it's incredibly hard. Yeah, hair is actually one of the hardest things I personally had to do in school. Because back when I was in school, you actually have to there's different ways to do hair. So there's actually hair physics that can happen, but most common when I was in school was basically you would have to go and you would have to set up a series of planes, a plane in the context of 3D modeling is just a flat square or rectangle, whatever. It's just a flat piece of geometry. It's not 3-dimensional. It's just a 2D piece of geometry.
Okay.
And you would actually have to go and basically get the hair to go along the curvature of the head. You were trying to get things laid in. You might actually go in and sculpt it, but a lot of it was just trying to get it set up so that when you put the textures and stuff on it, it would go right. And then as time has gone on, it's more advanced now where as I understand it, you can actually place individual strands of hair on a scalp, but it's individual strands of hair on a scalp. It's a lot of work sometimes to do hair. Yeah, it's a beast.
Okay. All right. So then I just want to know, since it's such a beast, and I know that hair and hair physics can greatly tank, the performance even of games. We've seen Stranger of Paradise that, lagged so hard because they designed every strand of hair on Jack's head and every other character's head, and every single piece of hair moved in the wind. And I don't know why Token is moving at 10 frames per second right now, but that's neither here nor there. Let me actually weird things. Anyway,
I look fine for me too. I mean, I look real fine. I'm just saying.
Hold on, sir. Not on my end.
No, he dipped out and dipped back in, and it was like you got everything that you need. But actually, so the question that I had for everybody was, who's gonna save us from this Killmonger hairstyle in video games? Can we get one person just to design a different hairstyle for a video game?
There actually is. So there was a girl who has basically a library that she's made that developers can access of different black hairstyles that she herself has created, very inventive, unique black hairstyles. All they had to do is access it. It's there. It's for game developers to access and put in their games.
I mean, obviously, if you're going to put it in a AAA game, she's got to get paid.
Right.
There's a license thing that obviously, if it's her creation, then you can't just go stealing her assets. There's a lot of red tape there, I'm sure.
It depends. It's possible. Like if all she cares about is if the only thing she cares about is
The representation of the
having
black
better
community.
representation in games.
Yeah, that was basically her thing.
It's possible that she could have a waiver in her license agreement that basically gives to make it open source essentially.
Okay.
I think that that would require people to know it exists.
True.
And there might still be legal reasons why they wouldn't want to do it.
Obviously, you want to protect yourself because what if they put it in a AAA game and the game blows up and she's not compensated at all and now she wants to file a lawsuit?
Well, again, if
her waiver.
Yeah, if she put the waiver in, then like they would probably be okay, but it doesn't stop her from trying because, unfortunately, in the world we live in today,
too.
Yeah, so it's possible. It's possible she would do it, but like I feel like there's a lot of open source stuff that companies don't like to use.
Is that because it's too unpredictable of a source because it's third party?
I have no idea. I'm not in those decisions. Like I said, like I've said a number of times, I'm in the quality assurance side of things, and when I give opinions on stuff, it's mostly just a combination of what I've seen on the inside, what I believe to be problems on the inside, and then from following things and just using like deduction skills. It's one of the reasons why I always try and make it clear when I'm saying these things. For as well articulated as I can sound, as much of an insider as I can be, I'm still very limited. I've only got exposure professionally to the one lane, which is quality assurance. I've been in quality assurance for 10 years almost now. I have experience as an artist by way of college. I'm trained as an artist, but I couldn't begin to tell you the ins and outs of why they make decisions on the art pipeline. All I would have is speculation, and my speculation would be that it comes down to legality and maybe for as talented as she is, it's possible that her stuff's not well optimized. It's entirely possible that they would rather... All right, so you know what? Backing up a little bit, I can think of some reasons. Like one of the big things in the games industry is pipelines. And basically a pipeline is just kind of like a process, like kind of like from start to finish, like something starts, here and then ends here. And along the way, there's a series of like cutoff points. So one pipeline might be that like, forgetting about, I'm getting too in the weeds here. The bottom line is different teams have different ways of doing things, and they have different optimization counts. Like one of the biggest things to try and get an art job in the games industry, you have to do an art test just to even get your foot in the door for a lot of these studios, which is basically where you have to go and you have to do a take-home test to make them an asset that's in the style of that studio that has these different kinds of file size requirements and naming nomenclatures and all these different things. And bringing in external assets like that for like a AAA game, it might be a lot of work because they may have to go back and actually do a lot of like, they may have to do a lot of tweaking on the model to make it fit into their style. There's a host of reasons they might do it. I couldn't give you any one solid reason. Is kind of what I'm getting at in my very wordy way.
I mean, to be honest with you, we kind of love your wordy ways. That was why we
appreciate it. Well, I mean, sometimes you get to see my thought process, but like the reality of it is sometimes I just haven't put too much thought into these things. So
you have it
a little bit. I'm thinking out loud. What?
You said you have it?
He said, "Are you sure about that?"
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking when you hear me talking like about that hair thing, like the hair thing right now, like that was just me thinking out loud on the fly and trying to come to the conclusion. Like this is kind of like if I were doing a job interview, the way I'm talking right now is kind of probably the way I would walk through some of the interview questions in terms of I don't like to be quiet and be in my head. I like to talk out loud and think out loud because it helps me hear when I'm being stupid and reaching bad conclusions.
Same.
Yeah.
I think a big portion of it is, when it comes to people who are actually modeling some of the things they don't have. There's not many black people, from my understanding. I mean, I could be wrong. When it comes to the modeling process and who's modeling and who's designing the actual hair for the games, like
it's probably true. I think for a long time the games industry suffered from a lack of diversity, and people will say one thing or another. I think the reality of it is, if we just, without getting too political, I think if we follow the history of the country, it's just taken a while for things to catch up. And I think that now we're in this place where we're like, I am the lone white person in this group, and that's that's fucking awesome. That like we now live in a world where where it is not even just acceptable, it is cool for to be nerdy in a lot of communities. Like there's a lot more, like I imagine for you guys growing up, it was hell at times. Like it was hell for me certainly, but I imagine it was probably worse for a lot of y'all.
Play that nerd shit. What are you doing? You need to be playing sports. Like, oh my fucking god, bro! Like,
I don't think that's maybe I'm wrong. I don't think that's happening as much today. Like Dragon Ball Z is like culturally one of the most significant things right now. Video games are all over the place, and like I think it's fucking awesome.
Anime's
now.
Big as ever now too.
Right.
Yeah, like I honestly, there's definitely a lack of representation in the industry, and that's one of the things that made me feel uncomfortable because like my best friends are all black, and like to be around just like not in a derogatory way, to be around a lot of white people all the time was really uncomfortable for me actually for a while, working with them. Like not in like a negative way. It was just weird. Like I didn't feel like I connected with them the same way that I connect with you all.
He's walking the halls like, all these damn honkies in here.
Well, my sponsorship.
I was waiting for somebody to do it. I just didn't want to be the one to do it.
I got it.
Hey, you guys.
Maybe we can pick up my kick.
Hey, you guys. He just called us his best friends. Look at that.
I know, right? You saw that, right?
Between you guys, my friend Thomas, who's a wrestler, like all of my best friends are black. Like I have really good white friends. Don't get me wrong, but
I would think so. You live in Plainfield.
First of all, we're not putting out my location.
I mean, some place.
You're self-doxing. Calm down.
My bad.
Not even self-doxing. He's doxing me.
Yeah.
Like,
hold on. Bro. Wait, hold on. 20 minutes. FBI, open up.
Yeah, all right.
I mean,
it's all right. They won't do it.
Turn into a video game for real,
brother.
Right?
Yeah, it's like I said. It's all right. You won't get diddied.
No,
I'm not
getting I don't want to get diddied after hearing that audio.
First of all, you know what?
At the hair, I feel like. Sorry.
We're not gonna bring it there tonight. Okay?
No Diddy, literally and figuratively.
Like we're no Diddies tonight. Okay, no Diddy.
All right, so
all right.
Mike, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm looking at these hairs, and like they're great for Second Life or an indie game, but I wouldn't want them in a AAA.
But it's a good reference. I would say
it's a good reference, 100%. Like I think this would be a great reference point, but like I wouldn't. I don't think a AAA artist would ever import this. And like I don't mean that to be a dick. I think it's great for like if there's an indie game out there that was looking for representation, I think this would be a great starting point. And I think this is great reference for AAA.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at least use it as reference.
But like, all right, so like, kind of, I think personally, we just need to have more we need to get more people out there who have an interest. Like we need to get either more diversity or more people interested in diversity who are doing these kinds of things. Not to sound like all DEI or anything, but I just think the best way to handle this is to get people in there who have an interest in making these things. Because when you have people who are interested in working on it, I think that you get amazing work. And I really hope we start seeing more hairstyles. Like, I had never thought about it until, I forget it was you or Eric who brought it up to me first about the lack of hairstyles in games. Probably you on Second Life or something.
I think I've loosely said it over the years is because like I usually like rock like a little bit of a bigger fro, and I was like, why are there no goddamn good afros in any game I play?
They all look like a fucking microphone, like, oh my god, fucking microphone afros and shit.
Apparently, we couldn't make it 10 minutes without cursing. So anyway, you know
My
what?
bad.
Loon, if you could share the images that I actually just posted into our chat, so that you could see exactly what I'm talking about. I just want the chat to kind of follow along.
All right, so one second. You dropped them in the Voodoo, or you dropped them in Discord?
In their Discord.
Listen, I'm just proud of me for being the one who didn't cuss. That's, like normally I'm the one who's going off the handle.
Good going. So anyway. But so the source of the question basically comes from Tekken 8. Eddie Gordo. When Eddie Gordo came out, he was like the guy who was doing capoeira, and you know what I'm saying, he had his locks and all of that stuff. Like it was cool. Like he had a couple of strands that hung down, all the rest of them on a little ponytail, and now he's been revealed in Tekken 8 to have gone Killmonger. So
you can switch his hair to this classic though.
One more time.
You can switch his hair to the classic style though.
You can.
It don't matter. The default's Killmonger.
Right.
That is true.
Yeah,
right.
Default Killmonger.
And understandable that, yeah, all right. So kind of a little high top fade is kind of in. Sometimes, you can have your little sponge brush look going on, but at the end of the day,
it was a long.
I don't know many black people because without getting political, I don't want to refer to us as African American, but I don't know many black people who would or do wear our hair, especially those with locks, in that style. Like there are a few, but it's not like a popular style where you're gonna see it all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
It was when Black Panther came out, and I was like,
right, and that was for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So, that it's not really more of a gripe. And this wasn't even honestly supposed to be like the question of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like my question of the day was obviously what y'all saw, but apparently this we was on question of the day type of time today. So, I actually kind of appreciate it because we actually got quite a little bit of insight for everyone who, might have wanted a peek behind the curtain into game development and game design and hair in games. And if you ever had a wonder about, why your games don't necessarily have a bunch of different black hairstyles, I'll let you know that there's one person here who is extremely particular and extremely irritable about black hairstyles in video games, Hustle. So, I kind of deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like default for me, I'm going to go with a man bun, a ponytail, or, something like that. So, but, Hustle is like, well, they don't got enough black hair. I'm gonna just go bald, or I'm gonna go with that. Like the afros look ugly. Like, and you're valid for feeling that way.
That should be making me mad, man. It's like, dude,
you be getting straight blowed off that.
I want options.
That's a pause.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this. No.
I love starting shit.
No. It's start button, not start stuff. Okay.
I could have swore that somebody who is normally here always be trying to instigate.
That is true.
Oh,
true. I don't know what you're talking about. Who is responsible for this? We need to get this person off this show now. This menace is ridiculous.
I like how he said it's not start shit, but it started to sound like
I never said the S word. I said stuff. Start stuff, not start button.
that Michael Jackson remix. That gotta be certain stuff.
Featuring Tone.
Me as a dreadhead, right? I don't mind it. At least we got something. Because eventually they'll get tired of doing that hairstyle and move on to something else.
We'll go back to dusty ass cornrows.
I know. Yeah, we don't need to go that far back.
Dusty ass straight backs.
But we just
Bro, and what is with the straight backs that have like this much hang time? Like, we can't get more than this hang time. Like, we can't have
the
like,
ASAP Rocky braids. You could have gave me those,
bro. Let's not go there again because remember that the Travis Scott braids were a thing for a good while too.
They were a bit too, yeah.
And it's like we can't have all of them. We can only get like one or the other.
Like,
I mean, I ain't gonna say.
like,
I would much rather.
hairstyles.
I would much rather the. I would much rather the
like,
ASAP Rocky braid.
You get another hairstyle from next year.
Yeah, they do.
They literally do.
Capcom's notorious for that at times. Although Dragon's Dogma 2 did actually really well with black hair this time. So.
Yeah, because they're trying to get yelled at. It only took them how long?
See, right? Well, all right. You know what? We're gonna go into that later. All right. So obviously, when I start a question of the day, usually it plays into something else that we're going to talk about. So you know what? I'm going to save today's question of the day for maybe next week, and we can, talk about that later. It was just something to kind of get us started off, but obviously, our starter conversation wrapped us into better things, and obviously it'll help us segue into one of our topics later on in the day. So now, I found something interesting I wanted to talk to y'all about today. The other day I was kind of perusing through the internet, and I just perchanced upon an article that said Xbox users being banned.
For what?
Yet again. This time, let me be clear. This time, they're not being banned for uploading genitals to the Xbox network.
Whoa, wait, hold on. Whoa.
Were you not here for that episode?
He was here for that.
I'm going to just stay out of this conversation. And instead...
The banning or the genitals?
I have nothing to say. So instead, I'm going to leave you with Phil.
So anyway,
I need to learn how to do that because I want to start doing that with Garfield the cat.
Okay, wait. So, all right, we know that Final Fantasy 14 is finally on the Xbox Series X, Series S, whatever. Okay. So Xbox users now have the ability to play Final Fantasy 14. So the problem is that in order for you to be able to play Final Fantasy 14, you have to have a subscription to Game Pass and a subscription to Final Fantasy. Okay, that's not really a problem. If you want to do that in your Xbox person who has only an Xbox console, that's completely reasonable. But the user got banned because when he was in game and he was posting that he was looking for a game, he used the term free company, which is an in-game term. Yeah. But when he used the term free company in his post, they saw the solicitation and banned his Xbox account for 2 months.
Oh my god! Oh my!
Dang!
Square Enix.
Did they just let an algorithm moderate that? Is that what happened?
I have no
that
idea.
sounded like an AI problem.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
First of all, we know that MMOs have a terrible solicitation problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, in this case, free company is literally the term for guilds in the game. Guilds, clans, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Now, here's another kicker. Square Enix can't help. They said that they can't help. It's fully in the hands of Microsoft. There's just nothing they can do about it. The user appealed the ban, and Microsoft is that the ban is going to be upheld. So he is
Wow.
off the game for 2 months.
He may not come back.
So, okay, my question is, how much protesting is he gonna do on social media over this?
What good is it going to do?
He's gonna buy a PS5. That's what he's gonna do.
Yeah,
That might change things, but you know, protesting isn't going to change anything.
Like, all right, cool.
I think the root of this gets down to is like, and I'm not saying as if we can actually hold Microsoft accountable because we can't.
Well,
we can't do jack. But
Yeah.
when it gets to be the problem that the trend is always about the same person, if there's always a common denominator, then that's the problem. Now the whole thing, the last thing with the whole, what was it called? Baldur's Gate. That's I forget what we were talking about the last.
it was Baldur's Gate, and guy got banned for
like, that one.
putting genitals on a server.
No, that one I was like, okay. It's like I feel like you could have gave him a slap on the wrist, whatever. Don't allow him to upload a bunch of things. You could have did.
I mean,
like, no, I'm saying I'm not saying
three strikes you're out type of thing.
I'm saying there's options. This one
Yeah.
where you get banned for a terminology that's literally in the game. So you gotta abbreviate, say FC, looking for FC every single time. What if they say like, oh, he's still trying to say free company? Is he still gonna get banned for that? It's like what are the rules? There's no
where do you draw the line? Basically,
they just doing shit.
Well, that was my question. So, although we know that solicitation is a really big problem in MMO games, what can be done in these types of games to avoid certain things like this, for example?
Having somebody have a human being actually looking over these sorts of things instead of just leading it to an algorithm to do it.
Bro, if you really want to be completely on point with this, right?
Don't nobody got the
to have somebody paid
and
and on payroll, basically reading every single post, or to have a team reading every single post that goes through the game through your
there's
server.
not enough labor. There's not enough time. And then it's real time. That's real time.
But the thing is, like, it sounds. I obviously have no background knowledge of it. This sounds like it was an automatic thing because I don't know. Like, obviously, I've been playing 14. I see spam. I see spam for people trying to get through Savage Raid and stuff like that. However, in this instance, it's like I feel like for something like this, it should have been like because you can report people in chat. Like, so I feel like if you got a mass of reports, okay. Maybe, but the thing is, no one's gonna report you for just saying look for a free company or something like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
trying to join a free company in a game, or
this had to have been automatic. And in my opinion, this is the system got 1,000% wrong. It should be appealed and say, "Hey, we messed up, our bad," and it should have been lifted. Still keeping it for 2 months is wild. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
My thing about it is like, what also said does bode, you could kind of do it that way, but augment a little bit instead of having somebody reading almost every single freaking chat, both real time and past. Literally hire a team of people to do checks and balances for stuff that the AI does.
Well, if you pay attention to our chat, we have a viewer Koya that says it should have been flagged by said bot and a human review to lift said ban, or if it's a solicitation type post, let the AI flag it and then a human review it. So this way you can make that decision.
Yeah, basically, exactly.
You gotta let the final decision be on Square Enix's part.
Yeah, any ban that's like not explicit, like obviously like extreme racial language, terrorism, like selling, like posting person to prom link, something like that. That's kind of like, okay, but you buy permaban, year-long ban, whatever, something like that. Like, yeah, like it could have been flagged by the system, but then it should have like did maybe a temporary suspension, let somebody review it, and then be like, oh, the system flagged this incorrectly, boop, log back in. But they don't do that. That's the problem.
No. And then on top of the fact, this is semi off topic too, but like on top of the fact, you also have to pay that yearly fee with Xbox Live just to access Final Fantasy 14 and then be banned. Yo, I'd be livid.
Honestly, the part about this that gets me is the fact that he appealed it which means somebody did go back and look at it.
Yeah,
and
that is true.
And still deemed it necessary to ban that man for 2 months. So you still, not only did your AI fuck up, you had human eyes on it, and they backed up the fuck up.
And then he talked to Square Enix, and they were just like, "Yo, we can't do shit. Like, it's out of our hands."
Well, from what it sounds like, it's not just his Final Fantasy 14 account. It's his Xbox Live account suspended.
Yeah.
For months.
Yeah,
right. It is not his. It is not his Final Fantasy account that was banned. It's his Xbox Live, so he doesn't have access to game services for 2 months.
That's insane.
Ain't nobody gonna wait 2 months. Ain't nobody gonna wait 2 months.
So, do you think
There's no count reason to leave?
strict? Like, again, Koya says it's okay to say, "Hey, we made a mistake." Some companies don't want to admit a mistake was made. If this and again, let me also go with there's 3 sides to every story: his, hers, and the truth. Right. So let's play devil's advocate here and say that the person actually did something wrong, rather than this being the case. But we're going off of the story that the user told Reddit and told us, or whatever the news article reports. But say something else is wrong, then sure, by all means, we're not being told the whole story. We don't know the whole story behind the whole ban. I'm sorry. I'm waiting for Hustle to finish chapsticking.
My bad. Go ahead.
You know what's funny?
He just looked like he was too comfortable rocking back and forth with the chapstick. So,
wait, what's funny is you keyed in on him with his chapstick. I'm over here stroking my hair.
Right.
And you said nothing.
Whoa, no diddy.
Right. So
I'm sorry. It was right there.
I was really gonna say, Tarn hit us with a peace out and really pieced out. But
into too close to home for him.
Well, no, it's just a matter of like, all right, so and again, this isn't to cause any turmoil, but going based off this story, my question is, are these rules too strict? I understand the solicitation. We do not want solicitation on our games, but should we leave that solicitation rule up to Square Enix instead of through Microsoft? What are the terms and conditions where Microsoft is basically banning people from their services? And so when you're banned from their services, you don't have access to anything on their platform that you might have purchased that requires online. You know what I'm saying? Versus allowing Square Enix to kind of sort through it and be like, all right, you're soliciting in our game. Let us ban you.
This is starting to sound like back when you could choose your punishment between your mom and your dad, and you always went with your mom because dad's was way too intense.
My daddy wasn't there.
I'm about to say, like, what? Like, I don't know. I must have people's moms. I don't think they want to get punished by their mom over their dad.
I think Loon is over there laughing in 2 FPS, bro. Like, I saw different phases of Loon laugh. So I saw head go back with the smile. Then I saw the forward and the grin. He's literally laughing like it's a Game and Watch.
Exactly. Why you choose your mom over your dad? Whose mom are you choosing over your dad?
Yo, bro, if I ever had an ass whooping, dog, and I had the option of either one, I'm choosing my mom. Because at least with her, I'm getting a belt.
Majority
of her, I'm getting a belt. With my dad, I'm getting a Switch or a cable cord or this big ass paddle.
I think we should stop talking. It is 2024.
You said
First of all, we do not want to abuse our kids. Okay.
This dude said
we are not spreading those kinds of messages. And yeah.
No.
Yo.
So just gonna let everyone know we are not proponents of child abuse.
We definitely don't.
We might have lived through the 80s and 90s, but we understand that we are now in 2024, and our kids are our treasures. They still need discipline. and sometimes we literally have to go with the whatchamacallit, the fuck them kids, but whatever. We're here for the kids. We're supporting the entire gaming industry. We want our kids to come into the gaming industry.
None of us been
everything that we have. Okay,
we want our kids to love games like we did, so that
we don't want to talk about this counterpart shit after the podcast.
All we had to do is take away the game. Punishment enough.
And apparently get electroshock therapy too.
PG,
all right,
brother.
So anyway,
we already
Jesus Christ.
Are we too strict right now? Like, are the companies too strict? Is Microsoft being too
honestly, honestly, at this point, like that, for that to be their first, and I'll say this: I don't know if this was his first time getting banned. All right, so for the first time, yeah, like I don't know if this is the first time him getting banned or the first time he's getting some kind of consequences from Microsoft. I don't know if he's done something in the past. Just the same way you said, we don't know if we're getting the full story. But for him to get a 2-month ban straight off the rip, it's just like, that's kind of extreme, bro.
For using an in-game terminology.
For using an in-game terminology that everybody else is using.
Listen, this is the only thing I'm going to add to this. Context is king, and it is easy for anyone to make something out of nothing on the internet.
True.
Yeah.
So this could have been a game of telephone, and context got
journalists
thrown out
and
away.
game journalists are ass.
Yes.
So
very true.
I personally wouldn't trust them to go and do their due diligence and to look into any of this. Like, it's just the way it is. I would not have confidence that even close to a fraction of what the actual story is.
Well, you see why that
comment.
I gave the precursor that we're only looking at one side of the story from
100%.
one article. And I have to again. This may not be the truth. This may not be what happened. This is all an article based off of a Reddit post, and we know what kind of toxicity Reddit has.
That's true. If it's Reddit,
one word that you ever read on Reddit, like
it's very true. But we can only operate off information we're provided.
What up?
Right. Face value information.
We got a celebrity in the chat over here. JL,
I'm right here. What are you talking about? Who's here?
I was actually going to say JL the engineer is in the chat tonight.
Oh, hey, JL, how are you?
He's a engineer, obviously, in the Virginia area, in that area, and he has a couple of recording artists that he actually has earned some platinum accolades, and it's also his birthday. So happy 40th to you, old man!
Happy birthday, man!
Hey, happy birthday! Hey, happy birthday, Double OG!
Gamer music engineer better be going to MagFest because you're right there.
So shout out to JL and Koya. I actually do say that so when it comes to like Square Enix and Microsoft's rules, it probably, if something like that was going on, especially inside of a game, I would definitely say, to me, Square Enix should handle it. Again, I don't know why this person was banned. We like to talk about little controversial things like that, and time is right. Broadcasters and sometimes media is ass. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get the things that they put out for you. I mean, for instance, one of the biggest pieces of news over the past week was a YouTuber was kidnapped in Haiti.
Oh God!
And then released unharmed.
Never happened. Fake news.
Suspect.
Fake news.
I mean, they will.
He was kidnapped by gangbangers.
And smoke some more crack.
Got all the damn sound clips.
God damn.
That was literally like, I was kidnapped. But like,
sorry, I'll stop. I'm sorry. Letting my toys.
All I'm saying is, if you're
keep going.
If you're making up lies, if you're possibly making up lies about a big gang leader like that, of who it is, allegedly, you should probably never fly to that country ever again, because now he has a reason to do something to you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it feels like his name by itself. Like, I've never watched a content creator personally, but it feels like his name even kind of implies that he's just gonna be doing some stuff like this. Like, it was something crazy, like your favorite Arab or something like that. Like, it's like I don't know the YouTuber's name, but I just
if he's on Kick, the chances are it's gonna be some bullshit.
No,
what are you talking about? That is just a bastion of just morality, and
they have no standards.
Whoa. Actually, Kick is starting to get better. They are actually implementing rules. There was a Kick user who got banned for showing Mia Khalifa.
Yeah. He probably got unbanned within.
It was like Convy. He was banned for like 2 days.
Like he showed like a video of her nude.
Yeah.
That's the bar.
That's the bar.
PG, brother.
I don't know if he actually, whatever it was.
Bars in hell, bro.
Something like 4 times.
What's that saying about broken clocks?
I don't know if it actually showed her nude, but still, like.
What's that thing about broken clocks?
Right twice a day.
They're right twice.
Yeah. Right
Kick
twice a day.
Kick is starting not to be Twitter.
Like that's the end. No, that's the standard we go with. All right, you can't show like porno. Oh, that's where we stop. Okay,
Twitter does.
We're gonna need James Cameron to raise the bar.
Watch another places. Like I literally saw a Twitter post yesterday that was like, I've never seen a girl look good in a pair of these, and it was just a pair of booty shorts, and it was like. And the first comment,
that's just 4D chess, though.
It was just a whole damn streamline.
The first comment says, "And now we wait."
Yep. That's just 4D chess, man. And I appreciate
that's Twitter right there.
The people that do that.
And I appreciate all the rest of the comments that follow. Because I was lost in Twitter for like 30 minutes on one post.
No, you do it. You're trying to do peer-reviewed research, all right? You're trying to
exactly.
You're trying to help.
I'm trying to make sure that I scope out the websites and know what's allowed and not allowed on them.
Bro, you can do like people be fighting on there, bullying other people out in public. It's like straight up just harassing people. Nothing happens.
Oh man, do they?
It's like what standards do we have now on Kick?
Don't mind me. I'm just getting more sound clips. It's fine.
Kick, I don't know. Have you been on Kick? Because I also heard yet again that rumor that they're supposed to be paying streamers like some kind of a salary or
I made an account, but I was just like, yo.
Yeah, I got an account as like a placeholder. I am not done.
I think I made an account, but it was just to watch other people. I don't really care about streaming on it.
Yeah, I made an account to follow a friend of ours.
Hustle, send me a link.
What?
Kick?
Yeah, the
Kick.com. He's not going to stream on Kick. Don't send him. You don't need him to send you no link. Ain't nobody over here streaming on Kick unless they're actually going to pay.
Hey, I might.
Like, I mean,
at some point.
I mean,
no promises, probably not. But
I want to go look at the gaming categories, bro. Ain't nobody gaming over there.
I mean, if you want me to be for real,
really?
like I was actually going to stream to you guys because I love you guys in the chat so much. Like I'm actually kind of training for a tournament. Like there's a big tournament that's going to happen in 10 days from now. And I did the sign up already. So it happens on the 13th and the prize is big or whatever. So I'm training. I've been playing my one
PG, brother.
Yeah, exactly. But I've been playing my One Piece simulator every day, trying to get better with some of these matchups and learning how to do my sequences and things of that nature so that I can actually be competitive. And even with me doing all of that, I was going to stream it for you guys. I was going to make sure that you guys, kind of saw my processes and procedures. And, if anybody was ever interested in it, like make sure that you guys had access to the same tools that I have access to, or at least you could play for free. Not everybody's in the card games, whatever. I was even willing to teach people. So,
I'll watch you stream it.
Sure. But I didn't mean you guys. I was kind of, talking to an audience here. But, I mean, you guys can feel free. Okay. You can feel free to join in and talk too. It's just all about getting, the man who who's moving at like 3 frames per second and has a blurry face, look like he was on Cops yesterday.
My
You should know better than to drink in my face. You should know better. Never drink in my face because I will make you laugh. I will make you laugh. Now I hope you don't choke.
Oh, it was so hard. It was so hard.
See, look, even the cynical taco said I was his sensei. So yeah, I was willing to kind of guide people on how to play or whatever, and or just kind of, you know, play and stream and just kind of have conversations, as long as we don't go, you know, in certain areas like Diddy and Diddy World or whatever. So I told you not to drink in my face. That's twice. Now you gotta go change your shirt. Rising your drink was too short.
brother.
I mean, you ain't break it. You ain't break it.
Damn it!
Look at him dying over there. Well, he done muted and everything. So anyway, please don't die, please, because yeah.
Not
please.
unless you're gonna get us content.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't work.
Find us on Kick.
If you're gonna die, you're gonna work for it, buddy.
I can't die.
What?
How's everybody's week so far?
Oh god.
Also, if you're in the chat, check out one of the longer form videos that I created, but I also
Yeah.
there you go.
Real hustle, then put out a video. We're gonna try to get more video and consumable content out to you, but you can always watch our live episodes back. You know, we got some great content up there where we just talk about games and we just kind of shoot the shit. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you guys heard about X Defiant? Like, you remember that game that Ubisoft was making that was kind of like Call of Duty, but like with all the different like IPs. Like you could pick characters from the Division, you could pick characters from like Rainbow Six, you know, stuff like that, and you just kind of have like a little arena shooter thing going on.
Yeah,
it got delayed again.
Of course it did.
It's never coming out. It's never coming out. It's never coming out.
Well,
they had the beta one. It's not coming out.
That's Ubisoft, right?
Yeah.
It's fine. Yep.
Wasn't there another game that was never coming out on Ubisoft that actually ended up coming out?
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that game.
Oh, you mean the game that I forgot even existed? Hence, I didn't put it in my video.
Oh,
I was just like, oh wait, that actually did come out this year, and I completely forgot to put it in the video.
Yeah.
Wait, what game?
The game, I don't know.
The boat simulator.
He forgot. The boat simulator.
I thought that's what we were talking about, but I don't understand why you would. I don't understand why you would put that game in a highlights of 2024 video.
I'm talking about the bad game.
I mean,
I talk about the bad game in that video too.
Suicide
Squad.
Squad.
I haven't finished. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I watched it like twice.
Well, that's because you're a better friend than I am.
No, that's probably not it. Like he said, tisk.
There's water on my desk.
But yeah, I completely forgot about that. I forgot about that game, bro. I'm gonna be real. I thought it came out like last year. I was like, oh wait, it did come out this year. Why? I don't know why.
I'm doing some stuff that came out.
It came out like way before.
No, it came out last month.
Man,
that's how bad that game is. Not even bad. That's how forgettable that game is.
I had to explain to a friend of mine I go to the gym with all the time, like to try to see how bad that game was, because he's like, it's pretty fun. I was like, I can't stress to you how much they dropped the goddamn ball with that game. Like, what do you mean? I was like, so development of this game started 9 months after Black Flag came out. When did Black Flag come out, everybody? September 2013-ish?
Yep.
So we got spring 2014, this game started, or early summer, and it just came out, and that's what we got?
Basically.
That's what we got? Okay.
And the crazy part is,
have fun, I guess. It's like,
now go home and smoke some more crack.
Exactly.
The crazy part is they had Black Flag as the base.
They
base
made the damn game. Just copy it.
And they messed it all up. Like how? You have to try hard to drop the ball on that one. Like you have to actively try to fuck that game up.
Mama too loud, baby. My cat's worried. He's like, why are you yelling?
Like, yo, you legitimately have to try to fuck that game up, and they did it somehow. I was like, wow, only Ubisoft could do that.
With their own IP.
With their own IP. Like, you own the source code.
It really makes me it makes me so mad.
I need a documentary.
How bad they screwed that up.
Again,
I would love No Clip to do one on that.
Yeah, I want a full, 3-hour documentary on the full development and how it failed.
This sounds like a college assignment. Like, sheesh.
That's No Clip.
Yeah. Oh my, he does that too. And I know he's gonna do a long ass one on that because he does it on all the Ubisoft games.
That sounds low. That
Can
sounds.
I just get another Rayman at this point? Because I don't need big AAA games for Ubisoft anymore.
Didn't we just get Rayman? Oh no, we got Rabbids.
At this point, Ubisoft don't know what the hell they doing with big AAA games. Far Cry 6, blah, Skull and Bones, Mega blah, Assassin's Creed Mirage. I haven't played yet. Heard it was blah. Valhalla sucked, but them last two Rayman games.
How do you mess up?
Actually, they need to just scale down. Like Tom's always been saying, we don't need these teams to be so damn big. Just keep making these games because Prince Persia: Lost Crown is one of the best Metroidvanias I've ever played.
Yeah,
and, I was listening to some engineers talk the other day, and it hit me. I think one of the reasons game teams had to be big once upon a time was because of the fact that they it was not uncommon for studios to build their own engines, but these days everyone's using stuff that's out of the box, be it Unreal or Unity or Stingray, which is deceased but still was used once by Helldivers. I don't know. It's complicated because it's I can see value in having more people on a project, but the problem is I feel like that at the end of the day, most of these teams, I don't know. I hate it. I hate saying we don't need so many people working on stuff because with the suits here is we should lay people off. But the reality is no. What the reality of it is no. Don't fucking lay people off. Start more projects.
Well, I mean,
hard projects, smaller teams.
Yeah,
more projects, smaller teams, and that way when one fails, it's not as big of a fucking deal.
Okay. I mean, we've already got confirmation that there are more
double A's.
There are more than 400 people currently working on The Witcher 4, and they're set to go into full production by next year.
Aren't they also doing that with Cyberpunk sequel too at the same time?
Here's the thing.
What
Witcher
Cyberpunk sequel is they showed a chart breakdown, and the Cyberpunk sequel was actually the team was significantly smaller right now. They got 40 to 60 people working on Cyberpunk 2077, and then they had the breakdown of different games that they had working under different labels, but The Witcher is the largest piece of the pie.
Yeah, CD Projekt and From Software work very similarly with that.
So here's the thing, okay? It is fine to have 400 people working on a game like the fucking Witcher. That's The Witcher. It's a game that is big, and it's not needlessly big. The stuff that makes it big, it all has a value to the game, all has a value to the end experience, whether you hit it or not. The problem I'm talking about is when it's an Assassin's Creed game where it's 200, 300, 400 people work on it, and it's it's 70, 120 hours, but really, you could probably get everything that you need or want to get done
in 20 to 30
hours.
20 to 30.
Not Valhalla. That game forced you to put in at least 40 hours in that game. I don't think there's any way to make it.
You probably could have cut the game down to 20 or 30 hours and been fine.
Yeah.
But the problem is that they're trying to cater to this audience of people out there that feels like they're getting less value if they're not getting 100 hours of gameplay. They're trying to cater to this audience of people that they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes, essentially, is how I feel. They're trying to make it seem like they have all this extra content, there's all this extra value, there's 100 hours of gameplay, and it's cool, but am I going to enjoy all the 100 hours I spend with that? Like,
No.
is this going to be an enjoyable 100 hours? And
I mean,
you know what? sometimes,
the
yeah.
Yeah.
If you were to look at the average Call of Duty player, how long does the average Call of Duty player play Call of Duty? I can guarantee you that they're putting more than 100 hours over the course of a year from one Call of Duty to the next.
I was gonna,
You know what I'm saying?
I was
It
gonna
depends
ask, like,
if
it
zombies
depends.
available. That's a big factor.
Yep. If zombies is available, if online is available, or if you like,
I'm talking about online. I'm talking about the game as a whole. So, you know, online, zombies, whatever is
different.
included
I
in
can
that.
tell you right now, I play Call of Duty at the very least 4 hours a day.
And you didn't even pay for it.
Exactly.
Allegedly.
Ladies and gentlemen, he did not pirate Call of Duty. He plays Warzone.
Yeah, I play Warzone and DMZ. I'm not pirating the game.
Warzone's not COD though.
So
It's
He's
more
about
fun
to
than
start
regular
another
COD.
controversy, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
How's that a controversy?
Go ahead.
Warzone's a
Listen.
fucking battle royale.
yeah,
But
but
still
it's
Call
the
of Duty.
Call of Duty sandbox. It plays like Call
Yeah.
of Duty. It like the guns feel like Call of Duty. It's Call of Duty. It's just Call of
There's
Duty.
a reason
in
why Call of
different-
Duty
in a
cycles
different
out like
environment.
Battle
It's
Royale,
just Call of Duty on a big-ass map.
trios,
I mean, I get that.
quad, resurgence, rebirth. Hell, they wouldn't even have the current zombies map they have without DMZ.
I mean, it is just DMZ with zombies.
Yeah.
Like realistically though, like I don't see the value in having these big game teams anymore. And in most cases, I see a value in, or you know what? Let me rephrase. I don't see a value in making games that require big game teams just for the sake of making big games. I think that's the better way to put it. I don't see a value in continuing to make $70 games. I think that we need to make smaller games and get them priced down to 40. We can have the big AAA games be 70. We can have the big, your Grand Theft Autos, your Assassin's Creeds, your Witchers, your Cyberpunks. It's fine being 70. But like we need a classic game that's $40. We need a classic game that can be made with 20 people, 30 people tops, that has a concise vision, and we can spend $20 million, $50 million, $100 million even on 5 different games, as opposed to spending $500 million in every fucking game that comes out the door.
Yeah, because now they brag about the budgets that they spend. It's like, why are you bragging about that?
It's just so stupid. It's so
You're
gross,
flex.
and I hate it.
Your budget wouldn't be so big if you had multiple revenues.
And then you have to bank on that game recouping the budget.
Whole budget.
And it has to make basically double the budget you spent to
That's
be
what I'm saying.
profitable.
If you had multiple revenue sources, you wouldn't have to put all your eggs in one basket, and then when that basket
very
falls
similar.
off the goddamn counter.
Yeah, and it's very similar to how movies are. For a movie to be profitable, it has to make the budget that it spent double. It has to make double of that. So it has to cover the budget, the cost of the movie, and still make profits on top of that.
Yeah, it's not a really great spot to be in. I hate it. I hate it because of the fact that I feel like people feel like this is just my feeling on this. So I've said feeling like 3 times now, 5 times now. But I believe that people think that spending more money gives them more ability to create more things. And I think that is just a misnomer. I think that one of the best parts about the games industry when we were coming up is that there were a lot of limitations in place on what could be done. One of my favorite stories is a story from Jordan Mechner at PAX East that I believe Eric was at that speech for that keynote. But Mechner gave a keynote when we were at PAX East like a decade ago at this point. And one of the things he talked about was when he was making the first Assassin's Creed. They ran into, he was designing this game and he was talking to his coworker and she kept telling him, I think your game's missing combat. And he was just like, I don't think it's missing combat. She's like, listen, I'm telling you, I think it's missing combat. I think you need it. And he's like, I'm going to make a game that doesn't have combat and it's going to be awesome. This is on the Apple II. Gets to the end, finishes making it, and he realizes that she was right this entire fucking time. And the problem is with the Apple II, like there was like such limited RAM they could use that he couldn't add any more assets. And that was when he came up with the idea to duplicate the hero sprite and just make it a shadow image. And that's how they added combat to it, was you were basically fighting the shadow version of yourself. And that limitation is what caused that story to take place.
Yo, there's so many crazy things limitation-wise from back in the day that you're just like, how the hell did you think of that? And it was like, yo, we literally had nothing to work with.
Yeah.
We had this
we
crazy
literally shadow boxed our own ideas.
Yo, no, seriously, there's so many things that happened back in the day that are just due to limitations. But we look at them now with like admiration and shit. It's crazy.
And these days, the limitations in games is time and money. It's not like technicalities in a lot of cases anymore, in my opinion. I feel like we're at an age right now where everything is so powerful that people can do whatever they want, and that's kind of part of the problem. Is because they know that they can do whatever they want.
That cat has a really beautiful coat.
She does.
She is adorable.
They do everything they can to make the pitches to try and get the budgets they need. It's really a shame. Like I think it's great that we get these big games, but I don't know that they're fiscally responsible.
Tone.
And
What did
you
you-
good word
what-
choice? Good word choice.
Thank you. I tried.
Down.
I tried.
PG, brother.
He's fighting for his life with these soundboards.
We needed someone to do it.
Leona, you got
Could have been
fame.
bad.
It could have been very bad.
Could've
It
been
could have been
very
so
bad.
bad.
Oh, Token, I don't think I ever told you she's named after Leona from League.
No wonder she's so damn big.
Oh, she's not. Compared to my other cat, nah, she's small. It's like,
Yeah, no, Hopper's huge.
I don't know. From this angle, that's a fat cat.
Up there.
Leona? No.
Hey, Tom, quick time.
we move on to the next topic.
Oh God. Ladies and gentlemen, so
Go ahead.
No, you didn't.
Don't you worry, Tone. I got you.
You have any artists in the group if you want to draw Leona?
yeah, so
That's our mascot.
we talked about hair models and hair physics and how I promise you it looks like Token has been smoking weed all day today. I don't know what is going on. He has the most
Now go
serious
home and
case
smoke
of
some more
ADHD going on today I've ever seen. He's doing the cat dance. I don't know what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, don't do
I'm
drugs.
not baked out of my mind.
Don't be this guy. So anyway,
I've had a long day, brother.
anyway, we talked about hair. We talked about hair physics, and Hustle did mention that Dragon's Dogma had some of the best hair that he's seen in a video game when it came to representation for Black people in a very long time. And I think that Dragon's Dogma allowed you, like their character creator, their character editor, was very in depth and detailed, and it even had points where you would choose this or that, and then it would allow you to blend things until you got kind of like the character model that you wanted. And I really appreciated that detail when like designing my character and my pawn and things of that nature. But as we all may know, the PC version got review bombed after it came out for things like microtransactions that, were limited for like, what you would essentially have as a barber shop, changing your character design or, changing your look. They would only include like one or two of the items in the game. And then you would have to spend like 99 cents or $2.99 to buy another item. And it were like really hard to find, or like, fast travel waypoint, port crystal type things that you would have to buy because you only get like 2 of them in game. But they fixed it. They updated it. They made more available in game so that you can get it with in game currency, things of that nature. Because people were saying that that's pretty pay to win. And
Gold is easy to get.
One more time.
I said gold is easy to get in game too.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you just be walking around doing nothing. And
We
just
talked about this a little bit last week too, but it was definitely blown out of proportion, the reaction.
Yeah,
I agree. Well, I mean, so the Steam version got review bombed because obviously there was also the fact that the PC had some pretty bad issues with performance.
okay, see, that's understandable.
The second that you walked into a city, if you were running a system like mine or Hustle's, you know, where you don't expect to ever to get any slowdown and you're expecting, you know, 100 120 frames per second in your average AAA game, it was getting frame drops and going down to like 15 20 frames.
E, did you get it yet?
No, I've been playing Live 14 and trying to finish up Rebirth.
I've been playing Dragon's Dogma on PS5, so you know, I that was where I got it before I even knew that the PC had those issues. But with it having those issues, Capcom, obviously, you know how they are with their games like this. They support them for quite a long time. Capcom has been pretty good with things like the first Dragon's Dogma, or, you know, fixes for games like Monster Hunter, etc. So they are obviously dedicated to putting out patches and fixes for these. I'm sorry, V. Anyway, they're dedicated to putting out patches and fixes for issues like this in order to make sure that their player base enjoys. And as certain things have already been improved, and they're still looking on ways to kind of improve the performance issues, especially in larger cities, because apparently there's an AI that each person has its own thought processes, its own rendering. I know this is true because I've seen it in action. I've actually posted it in my PlayStation chats. I finished the mission, and I just kind of, you know, me and my little party of pawns was standing there, you know, like we were about to start getting into some other stuff, and there was a man and a woman sitting in a fountain, and the man said something to the woman. And she looked over at him, and she looked offended, and so she slapped him.
What?
I promise you, this happened in the game. I recorded it. She slapped him, so he was like, "Oh,
sleeping with that hussy."
No, he was like, because he said something about going back to his place or something crazy. So she slapped him, and so he kind of looked at her like, how dare you? So he slapped her.
Imagine if they did that. Imagine if they did that using with the NPCs in GTA 6.
The whole thing went. They were slapping blood out of each other back and forth.
I don't spend enough time in the cities. I just be running through, leaving.
This sounds like Sims.
Literally, they were, and I was sitting here like, they're really doing this. Like, she would slap him and he would fall on the ground, and he would get up and he would slap her back. Like this is the kind of interaction that was going on in the main square of the city. And then, like, towards the end of the whole altercation, she goes, "Now you made me mad." And then she ran off, and he goes, "Oh well," and starts walking away.
So were there gunshots later?
Huh?
You put an now chat?
Yeah.
I was gonna say. So did you hear when you walked away? Did you hear gunshots around the corner?
In medieval
like, now you made me mad.
Like an arrow
Musket
shot, magic shot.
Yeah, like Dragon's Dogma, bro. Ain't no guns. So, but yeah, like I appreciate that level of detail. And so, like, we've talked about bad, we've talked about good, but like, is Dragon's Dogma good or bad? Is it a good game? Is it a bad game? Because it has some performance issues and a little bit of monetization issues in the beginning. Does that make it bad? Like, the gameplay is enjoyable. Like, does that make it good? Like, is it mid because of this?
Well, I think me and you are the only ones who have. Well, Loon, you played it too, right?
I played a little bit, but I had to put it down because I had school responsibilities.
Okay, so the three of us have basically been the only ones that have played it. I think it's a good game. I'm really enjoying it right now.
I haven't played it yet, but it sucks because like when games get framed like performance issues like that, and people don't want to give it the time of day. Like last year, like how many times did I rave about Jedi Survivor. It's like, I swear the game's amazing. The
Yeah,
performance
yo.
is stuck.
Like,
This game is amazing.
That game got fucking robbed at the Game Awards.
I'll also say that so the reviews on Steam were at mostly negative. Now they're back up to mixed. So obviously we know things can turn around, but does this make a game good? Does it make the game bad? If a game shows mostly negative reviews, and then has a turnaround, is the game good now? Like, where do we put it?
The game was good to begin with.
Yeah, that's
like
if the content.
It's such for performance issues and I guess bugs or whatever, right? But like, I'm gonna be real with you. When it comes to performance issues and bugs, I've been playing MMOs my whole life. That's the nature of the game. That's how
you said. What if the game was good to begin with? So are you saying that?
To begin with?
Oh well, that game, yes, particularly. I was about to say, Overwatch was good to begin with. Things changed. We didn't think that it was as good anymore. Things changed, and now people are saying that it's really good again. It's probably at a point where some people are having the most fun that they've ever had with it. So things change.
To be sure of that,
huh?
I'll have to reinstall it at some point.
I mean, I'll try it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm definitely down to clown a little bit sometimes.
I'm still not happy that's 5v5 though. That's never not gonna piss me off.
Yeah, but now you have everybody with their own little healing mechanics, so that takes some pressure off healers.
Yeah, that's true.
So it makes it a little easier because some people can self-sustain, and people who play games like Call of Duty, even though it's a team-based shooter.
I'm sorry, did you say old people?
No.
I think you said old people. Sorry, I was like, wait, what?
Damn, you got offended real fast.
I'm the oldest one here.
I'm about to say, like, yeah, he's older than us.
No, I wasn't offended. I was just like,
the way you jumped at it though, like, did you say old people? Like, don't pull out the knife.
I was setting up a soundboard, if I'm being honest with you.
That was the most views I've seen you get. I was like, whoa. Good shit.
I mean, I ain't gonna stunt. Like, I did just recently get back to playing Overwatch like 2 weeks ago.
Hey, like
a little bit.
Is it fun?
Look, I'm gonna be dead ass honest with you. This game is frustrating the hell out of me right now.
Okay, same shit.
Oh, don't return then.
It's frustrating. It's fun, but it's frustrating.
No, it's fun with friends. It's not fun solo.
Could you imagine if they actually named the game Fun with Friends?
Man, imagine if there was a game coming out that was like 6v6 and required you to have like 5 additional friends to be fun, and it would be hard to even find additional 4. And
you literally got a team right here. I'm just saying.
Oh
no, I'm just saying. He's saying, imagine. There was a game that was coming out that was kind of like that,
this, and required you to have like 6 people on a one time to go play. Like that would be just so much more fun than a game that requires you to get 5.
Or better yet, I'll say
so much.
Maybe it's not the game; it's the community. I'll say that it's the community that makes it not fun to.
So I want to be clear about this. You think that a game that takes inspiration from these other games is going to have a better community?
Could be.
Yeah, right.
No,
maximum levels of copium.
I can.
I was like, can we get the crack soundboard?
Wait, hold on.
Maximum levels of copium. We need a copium sound.
Don't hit the button yet. Don't hit the button yet. Don't hit the button yet. Don't hit the button yet.
Already hit it. Done.
I can solo other games. Smite.
Crack?
I can solo Q and Smite.
Crack?
I have no problem with that shit.
Crack?
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
Is it crack with smoking?
Can you solo? You know what? You know what game?
Call of Duty.
I can solo. Got me to play.
No problem.
Tones. You got me to play this game, and I enjoy it. Eternal.
Because Call of Duty isn't a Call of Duty can be hyper competitive.
Hell
Call of Duty, by the nature of it, in my opinion, is more casual.
Yeah, it's lone wolf. The team.
I can solo Q.
The only
Call of
time
Duty is designed to be a game that you can be a hero. Like I have like these different classifications of shooters, and like for me, I consider Call of Duty to be a hero shooter, where any one member of the party can be fucking Rambo, go out there and just carry the shit out of their team, right?
And
Like,
win.
all going clutch.
It is designed to be something that gives you these moments where you feel like you're a hero. Games like Overwatch and hopefully this Rivals game, if it's got good design, is going to be designed around teamwork and team play. Like you couldn't go easily, you can, but not easily, be a hero in Siege. It can be done, but you better be goddamn skilled.
Right, because you have roles. You have everybody has to play a role. And you know what?
This also
small rant, but I actually think that playing a game and having a role is an amazing thing. Now, the problem is that people aren't designed to be confined to one role.
Yeah.
If I gotta play Overwatch and be nothing but a healer all the time, what keeps me from getting bored? Because I don't get the variety in gameplay that everybody else is getting from having 35 different DPSers to choose from.
Right.
And then when I want to be a DPSer and I queue for everything, all I get is healer because I'm one of the 5 people who ever want to be the healer in the game.
I do too.
Man.
All right, calm down.
Get it off your chest.
Calm down.
I do too. I heal, tank, yes, all that shit.
Right. But
Yeah,
everybody
but, like,
wants to shoot, bang, bang. And then people don't play their roles correctly because how many teams have you been on where you've had a Moira who decided that, oh, I'm just going to go out here and do more damage than all of my damage dealers because my damage dealers suck. And all your damage dealers are out there. I'm just going to run out here and die because my healers suck.
Without fail. Every single time.
Me is more.
Me?
That's honestly one reason why I played Overwatch because it pissed me off so much. And that's like in Overwatch, I'm a damage main. I'm gonna get that gold damage 90% of the time. But then my tanks would suck, and I was like, all right, I'll bite the bullet. I'll go tank. Then my damage sucks. I'm like, yo, can I get some kind of balance in this?
That's how I feel.
Like, yo, like it's like, oh wait, everyone's terrible. I hate this game. It's like,
no, I ain't gonna lie though, because that's how I be feeling when I be playing League. Because like I be wanting to go mid and be like, all right, I'm gonna be the main AP, just the main magic damage dealer, and then top gets rolled on. And I'm like, you know what? I'll go top this game. And then mid and bot get rolled on. I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna go jungle and I'm gonna gank everybody so nobody can lose.
And then all 3 lanes suck.
And then all 3 lanes need help constantly.
I learned that back in season 2. It's like just.
And then I was like, you know what? And then Tones, I do that one thing. I go straight off meta. I'll take a mage top lane. So now I'm the main magic damage and CC, and I'm running top lane. Now the enemy jungler is just hard ganking me now. Never fails.
But I think what it comes down to, though, at least from the point of Overwatch, is like this is now going into esports, which we haven't talked about in like forever, right? That there's a difference within American players versus like, let's say, Korean players or Japanese players, right? It's like American players just all want to be like their own solo type person and just I'm gonna do whatever,
doing things like solo leveling.
Hey,
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really say.
I'm just no. It was a play on words to what you.
Yeah.
I'm not about to go no animes. We're not doing that.
But I mean, yeah, like with American
watch
players,
the latest episode.
More of a I'm gonna be the hero in do whatever, right? But then you have like the Korean players, and they're more team focused. We don't have team focus here for some reason. I don't know what it is about that.
How could you expect team focus when we don't even like to talk to each other?
Because people.
How can you expect? Wait. How can you expect team focus in a country that is self-implosive and doesn't care about its own people?
That is very true.
That is some high grease.
Good luck,
We are
everybody.
not-
America.
We're not stepping into major political
Everyone,
shit.
you're welcome. That's probably the most logical thing that'll ever come out of my mouth in
That's
this
the
fucking
political thing you're probably
this
gonna get
show.
here at the moment.
American motto is good luck.
Don't make
everybody else.
yourself sound not smart.
No, it's not all. That's
No, I
very-
mean political wise. Like
Good luck.
I mean political wise, because I never talk about politics. I don't like. I hate it.
It's literally what Eric just said, what Ryan just said is the truth. It's literally just, well, good luck.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, we don't know what's gonna happen. Good luck. I don't know. Maybe something
I
bad.
don't
Maybe
know.
who knows?
Like, I don't know. Something.
Figure it out.
I'm not gonna be here for it. You figure it out.
Yeah, that's literally
I got a
Eric.
question.
Figure it out.
It's a surprise. Wait, Eric. It's a surprise to me. Like it's a surprise to you.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, how do I do my
It's
taxes?
like, hey, I don't got the spoil. I don't got the spoil.
Yo, yes, yes. You graduate high school. How do I do my taxes? I don't know. Figure it out.
It's like the
Figure it out.
Pythagorean theorem, son. You fine.
I'm mad
Yo, how
that
does
I
my
figured
credit score
out.
work? I don't know.
I figured out after taxes that for the last 3 years I could have been filing. It's like 5% because of like that how much my space takes up for work from home. I could have been filing like 5% of my rent, electric, and all that stuff as
As a
tax
business?
deductible because I work from home.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Get
Crazy.
the tax guy.
Bro, there's so much shit that they don't tell you that's tax deductible. It's like, why would you not tell me these things? You have to find out later on in life when you're close to like fucking 40, like, oh, all these things are deductible? Great.
I'm
Wish I had
sorry.
known that years ago.
Well, if you would have paid an expert, I'm sorry. If I could have paid an expert, I wouldn't be sitting here like, when the fuck is my tax return coming in? I need money.
Right?
Exactly.
Right?
Like, what the fuck?
Buddy, I've been looking for money. I've been looking for money like that guy who broke into my house and looked at my couch cushions. I'm helping him.
Wait,
I'm looking
what?
too, bro.
Someone
Why
broke
you
in your
gotta
house?
get dark all the time,
No,
bro?
no. You know that? No, you know that joke about how. No, you know that
It's a
joke about how like if somebody broke into your house and wanted to rob you, like I'm helping you look for it too. I'm broke, bro.
Like, I ain't got nothing.
Like
I'm
you
here
take
for
that side of
stuff.
cops, I take this side.
Look, I
I mean,
told
I'm
you,
already
I had to tell the robber, like, yo, can I just go with you? Because I ain't got shit. My dance flow.
No,
Give me all your money.
No.
Listen, I ain't got any, but if you know who does, we can split it.
yo, remember that? Hey, wait, you remember that?
Let me put that shit
video?
on.
Hustle, you remember that video of the guy that was like he was getting robbed, and the guy told him give him his money in his phone. He had a little
yeah.
Altel phone, and he dude told him he had no money. Robert started feeling bad for him, so he gave him money to go get some food.
Oh, wait, that was a Lou
skit,
Ratchet video.
Yeah, bro,
Yeah, that
that's,
was a
bro,
Lou Ratchet video.
that was funny.
That dude
That
was
was great.
hilarious. He's like, yo, I'm gonna get you a chicken sandwich, man.
The
I don't think it
question
was
we
Lil Rat-
started with,
I don't know.
the same
we
thing
talked-
will be with Cyberpunk, right? Cyberpunk had a lot of
Cyberpunk is a good
issues.
game, but it was
Yeah,
a bad
but-
game when it first came out. Does that mean that Cyberpunk was good or bad?
Good.
At the moment, when it first came out,
I
I mean, it was
when
good. It was a
I thought it was good
good
when it first
game
with
when it first came out. It had technical issues, but
Technical,
the
yeah.
story was still good. The execution was still good. The problem was that they hadn't flushed it all out. Does that make it not a good game? Does that make a 10 a 6?
And Lord help if you played it on last generation consoles. Whew.
I'm sorry.
I think the thing with this question is just like
I was already on PS5 by then, bro. I'm sorry, Loon.
I think the thing with this question is like you have to be willing to like revisit the game because there are some people that to this day that I've seen is like, man, Cyberpunk was trash when it came out. I still haven't played it. It's like you need to go back and play that game. Like
Yeah, go get the definitive edition.
like
with-
1000%. That is one of the best gaming experiences. You need to play that game. It's like, but it had such a bad launch. My guy, it's been 3 years.
A launch.
Play the game.
like, let it go.
Yeah,
It's been
Like,
3
You can
years.
get it for like $20 now. It's like Jesus. Or get the
I can
full-
go get it.
the
I can
Ultimate
go get
Edition
it
for
off
like
the shelf
$30.
and work for like 8.
Ultimate edition with Phantom Liberty, and then there you go. You have a
Cyberpunk
fantastic
Like
version
just 2
that
weeks
bad?
ago, the Ultimate Edition was on sale for like $35. It's like go
Go to your local pawn shop, pick up Cyberpunk for like $10.
Yeah,
Why
like
you
I
gotta
got
keep
lucky that it
advertising
worked
pawn shops?
perfectly at launch.
Because that's the best
I got
place to
lucky.
go get something for the cheap.
Who buys
I got
physical content nowadays?
top notch.
People over here talking
Um,
about go to your pawn shop. Why?
Hey,
So it
wait,
can
wait,
end
wait,
up back
hold
there
on.
so you can make money twice?
Wait, no, hold on.
Yes.
Now you say who buys physical? Yes.
Okay.
Who buys physical?
What are you talking about?
Right?
Sales up,
It
bro.
came back. Like, yo, our entire game shelf,
I'm trying to
the
get a. I'm
entire
trying to get a. I'm
Xbox
trying to
shelf,
get a.
empty. The PlayStation 4 shelf, empty. The PlayStation 5 shelf, empty. We still got some copies of PlayStation.
Don't
3
worry,
games.
it'll fill back up.
Yeah, all them Skull and Bones players, all two of
Hey,
them.
no. You know how empty it is?
Nah, bro.
People have been
Tell
stealing the freaking boxes because they kept thinking games were in them.
Oh,
Man,
Oh,
I
that,
couldn't
that's,
relate
that,
to
that's that GameStop special.
Yeah, exactly.
GameStop special.
Man, we
Never
time
seen
worked
Joker
there
yet?
and worked that game crazy. I can't tell you how
Like-
many boxes we
Like
had
I think,
missing
like
off the wall.
bro, I
because
sat
people
down
thinking
and
the
counted
damn
through
games
the
are in
book.
there.
Yeah, like
like,
I counted
bro,
through the disc booklet, and like I had like 20 something CDs left in there, game CDs. I'm like, hey, where's the boxes for these? They're like, we don't know. They're gone.
I remember one
I
time
do
at
miss
Game
the
Crazy.
game booklet.
I remember one time at Game Crazy,
Yeah.
like, because time can attest. Those mornings just weird. You had the moms come in with like their 6-year-olds that like didn't have school for some weird reason on some days. Like, why is your child with you? Like, what is happening? And then for some reason, people decide,
mom
yo,
training.
it's 9:30 in the morning. I'm gonna go Hollywood Video, rent a movie. Kids come over to the other side, look at video games. It's like this store should be dead till like noon. Like, what are y'all doing? I don't get it.
The people, there was one guy who would come into my Hollow Video up in Fairless when I was working at the Fairless one, and he would come in every Tuesday, and he would rent every single like movie or kids game he could, just for the achievement scores.
Oh yeah.
Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah.
He's one of those.
He would come in and he would rent every single easy game he could just to get all the achievements and then return them like the next day.
No shame at all.
Wow.
Wow.
Like, that's an achievement hunter. Like
Oh
Wow.
I got
That
too
was-
much pride to be playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure just to get the no.
I mean, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I hear Princess Peach is actually a fire game.
No, I know it's gonna be a fire game. It's Nintendo. And Peach was technically, if you played Mario 2, she was like the best character to play in that game because she can float.
So Luigi had like triple jump height.
If you play Smash Brothers, Peach is one of the best players and best characters in the game. She can float.
Just in Melee.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Time was a Peach main.
I mean, I was a Rosalina main, so
Actually, I was walking
And
by a
Ice Climber.
coworker's. I was walking by a coworker's desk today, and I had never noticed this, but I saw a bunch of GameCube controllers on his desk, and I just looked at him. You play Smash, don't you?
Trying to throw down, bro.
I mean,
Bruh.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I go to my tournaments on Thursdays, while I'm over there playing One Piece, they're over there playing Smash. So there's a Smash tournament every Thursday,
Crazy.
huh?
That place must stink like crazy.
Yo, I will never
He's
fucking
not-
forget the
He is
Hills
not
Have
commenting,
Eyes.
so that is yes.
How bad is it?
Bro.
I will never forget the Hills Have Eyes, man. Eric, you remember them?
Oh my god, that family! Oh my god!
Bro said the whole family.
Yo, the entire family smelled. It didn't matter where they were. You knew they were in the building. Like,
I mean,
we could see them walking up through the doors. Like, oh shit! They like it was like who coming? Debo, but it was like just imagine a clown
Yo,
of BO.
I
just
fucking,
coming.
I kid
It's
you
like-
not. Listen, I kid you not. They would fucking leave, and we had to air the entire store out for
my
the rest of the fucking day because, like, it was the kind of smell that just fucking hangs in the air, and if it got caught in your nostrils, you were fucked. Like, you were gonna have your nose hairs fucking singed, and it was just gonna be trapped all up in there. Like, it was like a rock paper scissors shoot. Who's gonna help them? It was just fucking like. I halfway wish COVID would have been around back then because then I would have had masks laying around. Like, it was fucking awful. Like, it was just
I feel so bad for y'all.
the only thing that matched it in terms of just hilarity, not in terms of stench, was like we had someone who was a coworker of ours that like you could tell when his mom was you could tell when his mom showed up because like you could just follow the fucking cartoonish chemtrail. I wasn't gonna drop names. The cartoonish chemtrail of just fucking odor, just like oh shit, she's here, and just fucking everyone would just. Like fucking like cockroaches when the fucking lights come on, just fucking bounce when she was in the fucking vicinity. God, sorry, I just odors.
Hashtag wash your ass.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wash your fucking ass.
So my next statement is going to go in conjunction with their statements, and that is that if you're going to do anything and be around people, hygiene is extremely important. To some people it doesn't matter, you know what I mean, but we just say that for the comfort of you and everyone around you, you know, please make sure that you are clean, that you smell decent, and at least brush your teeth, wash up, whatever you want to do.
Please
but one thing that I will say is that and this is to you guys, are you really playing something competitively if it doesn't smell like sweat and desperation?
Go fuck yourself.
Are y'all really gaming if it doesn't smell like sweat and desperation? What about those people who left out of the house that day and they were smelling fresh and they got in there and they was really just starting to let it out? Like they was starting to sweat.
Fuck you. No, listen, no. Because if you smell that bad, you ain't washing them cheeks. You certainly ain't clapping cheeks. But you ain't
I'm gonna be
cheeks.
honest with you. When I go, it doesn't smell like ass. It smells like sweat. It smells like somebody that got hot, didn't take their hoodie off. It smells like what I think high school smells like right now.
Okay, so they know how to use deodorant.
Oh, like it don't smell like pits. It smells like sweat. It smells like somebody just got you know.
Sweat doesn't smell good.
I work out in a very tiny enclosed gym, okay, in my apartment complex. All right.
Yeah.
There'll be 4 people in at a time, fucking sweating. Do you know what I don't smell?
Sweat.
BO. There's no ass. Maybe for me a little bit accidentally. I'm sitting there like, fuck, I have to get out of here.
Deodorant for a dollar.
But like, there is no odor in that place, and there's people fucking working out. So I'm sorry, I don't buy it. If you smell BO in a room full of people, they ain't using deodorant. Use deodorant then. Fucking just deodorize yourself. Be a decent human being.
Go to the dollar
please,
store.
for the love of God.
Well, I was gonna say
a little thing, a little travel size thing of deodorant that you can put in your bag.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're also going to talk about this again in the future, and we're probably going to put reminders out, especially because I'm a competitive person, so that means that I'm going to be in competitive scenes from every here and there. Ryzen is a competitive person, and he plays various fighting games competitively, so he's going to be at competitive tournaments every here and there. Time works on games. I mean, I don't think that he actually has to smell sweat and desperation on a daily basis.
If he goes to a convention, he fucking does.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to be in places where there's a whole bunch of people,
baby,
just think about think about if each person took their own hygiene into effect, and into account, then you really wouldn't have to worry about the places getting hot and sweaty. Because the only time that sweat really smells is if it's been in your clothing for a while. If your clothing got wet and then dried and then got wet again and basically that means you got to change something.
Nah, this is BO we talking about.
I mean, there's cheeks, there's pits or whatever. But just a helpful note to gamers, and not even just to gamers, but to people in general, because there are times where you're in public places and it doesn't have anything to do with games or nerds or blurs or anything. And there are times where you could just be in a public place and it hits the nose. Your nostril hairs want to get singed away because somebody's offensive. And yes, people do take offense to smells. Just like we as Americans, with the soaps that we use, the shampoos and things of that nature, if we were to travel to places like Japan, we would stink to them. because the scents that we wear are way too strong because they wear odor neutral deodorants and odor neutral things. Sometimes when I change deodorants, my deodorant is too strong for me. It sits here and it makes my eyes water and it makes my nose.
This deodorant is like stupidly strong too.
Huh?
Smell like Irish.
This deodorant is stupidly strong.
What deodorant?
Men.
Oh, well, sometimes, yeah. I mean, I wear a degree, but like if I'm wearing one scent for a while, like I'll get used to it. But then like when I change like from like sport to like extreme or something crazy like that, it'll be like, oh, this is new, and it's sometimes it's too strong for me. You know what I'm saying? But then obviously when you become nose blind to it, you obviously get used to the smell after putting it on for, you know, a month or however long deodorant is supposed to last. I don't really know how long it's supposed to last. I just know that I swipe enough to make sure that I don't stink. So anyway, we haven't even gotten to the nitty gritty of everything. Our main topic.
You got to wash your ass.
That is true. So,
Yo, we're on a roll tonight,
Where
bro.
do you get this stuff from?
So, here's the news story. Here's the last thing I wanted to bring up to you guys. Basically, we all know that Embracer Group was out there and it was buying up a whole bunch of different game studios. One of the game studios that Embracer Group purchased was Gearbox some years ago. Embracer is in. Well, I'm going to speculate that Embracer is in some form of trouble. They have been reorganizing and restructuring their company, and they have also, I guess, started selling off certain studios and things of that nature. I mean, I just come to find out from reading an article that Randy Pitchford is an investor at Embracer, and which is probably part of the reason why Gearbox was sold to them in the first place. But anyway. So it actually just recently came up that Embracer has sold Gearbox to Take-Two Interactive, who obviously put out their Borderlands game, who published their Borderlands games under their 2K Games moniker. Now, that sounds like great news to me, because that means that you know, we could definitely get a Borderlands like the older Borderlands. Now they've kept some of the IPs themselves. Like, let me see, Neverwinter. What else did they keep for themselves?
Remnant.
Yeah, Remnant. They kept Remnant. But they put that under Gearbox San Francisco. Gearbox San Francisco will actually take on a name change. Like they kept all the MMOs and things of that nature, but Borderlands and I believe it was something else is going over to Take-Two.
I just see Borderlands in the notes. I just see Borderlands in the notes so far.
Yeah, there was another.
I'll look at the article. Hold up.
Yeah, there was another. Oh, well, Borderlands and all the Borderlands related things like Tiny Tina's Wonderlands and Homeworld. Those games are going over to Take-Two. So, you know, it's kind of like a split in the company or whatever. So my question is, and there's already, it's confirmed news, there's already another Borderlands in development. Is this good news for Borderlands?
Honestly, the main problem with Borderlands was just downward quality in the writing of the game, because 3 was not it compared to 1, 2, or even pre-sequel. So I mean,
I agree. I enjoy pre-sequel a lot more than I think that I probably should have.
3 had good ideas, and then it got super greedy too. Like
3,
really greedy.
I don't know. Something about 3 just didn't
overly monetized.
Yeah,
like I bought the DLC and all of that, and I don't think I even finished the game because I was just like,
I did, and I just didn't.
Yeah, I bought it when it first finally came to Steam, because remember it launched on the Epic Game Store first.
Yeah.
When they had their weird buying up everything exclusivity wise, and their store was let's admit it, the Epic Store was trash when that game came out.
Yeah.
And I forgot when it finally came on Steam, and I played through it. I mean, like, it was fine. You still got that gameplay, you still got the fun guns, good abilities, but it was just like the story was just not it. Not like Borderlands got the most compelling story. But
their advertisement was that it had over 1 million guns or something like that. And I was like, oh, cool, guns. But then I played and I was like, oh, there's guns.
And there were no new characters added in after launch. Like there were like
every other game.
Support was terrible.
Even pre-sequel had new characters added because you had the fake Jack added. Remember?
Yeah. And Borderlands 2 had new characters added in too, because that's how you got Krieg and
Gage.
Gage, yeah. You got Krieg
and
the
Necromancer was my favorite thing to do, and then of course you got your Psycho class. So
and the DLCs were great.
Yeah.
But the Borderlands 3 DLCs were fucking terrible. And then not only that, but then they paywalled the new talent trees behind I think like $30 or something like that. I was like, all right, yeah, nah, I'm good, bro. This is why I jump off.
I will be excited for a new Borderlands if Randy Pitchford is gone from Gearbox, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I really couldn't tell you. If Randy Pitchford stays with Embracer, then that means that he'll be gone from Gearbox because he'll be with Embracer in Gearbox San Francisco.
If he's gone from Gearbox, we might actually get the original voice of Claptrap back.
Yeah, it's because of him we don't have that in Borderlands 3.
Well, never mind. I wanted to say why it would happen, but I feel like this is going to be a story that we probably.
It's not a long story. There was a disagreement on pay because he was just doing it at effectively to get Borderlands off the ground. He was just like somebody who worked at Gearbox and he wanted to get the game off the ground. So he voiced Claptrap in 1, 2, and pre-sequel. And then he was talking about coming back. He's like, oh, hey, and tried just doing a contract negotiation. Apparently that went south real quick and he left the company because of it. Like it was that bad. Instead of just going back to his normal role, and then they outsource Claptrap being somebody else in Borderlands 3. I mean, you're not gonna say the guy who was Claptrap in Borderlands 3 was bad. He just wasn't the same. They didn't hit the same.
Yeah.
It wasn't as annoying or like let's be real. Claptrap was lovable, but he was also annoying. Like he was lovably annoying.
That's how he's
like Steve Urkel.
So
he said like Steve Urkel. I was thinking Gur from Invader Zim.
Yeah, that's right.
Gur wasn't annoying. Gur was that dude.
Gur was
annoying
in the movie.
I like chocolate.
I'm not saying Gur wasn't funny, but Gur was annoying.
No,
I'm not gonna lie. They had to trailer out for the movie
because the movie looks terrible.
Yeah, I love Kate Blanchett. I really do. She's one of my favorite actresses, but Lilith though, like.
So
the thing I said when the Borderlands 3 trailer came out, I was like, that's what I imagined Borderlands. A bunch of 40 and 50-year-old people doing like hunting down, when everyone in Borderlands looking like late 20s, early 30s, if that, not like David pushing 60 or 70 for some people. It's like
no Brick, no Mordecai. For some reason, Tiny Tina's in it.
Because Tiny Tina is going to be in everything because that's their cash cow right now.
Mm-hmm.
But now the new question is this: if we get a new Borderlands, since apparently it's already in development, is it going to be better than Borderlands 3? Because remember, Take-Two Interactive is also who does Grand Theft Auto.
Depends on who they get on the writing team. I was hoping this is. My big dream is if they do a Borderlands game, have all the characters that are still alive to be playable. So you got Brick, Mordecai, you got
Krieg.
Is Lilith dead?
No,
it sounds like a lot of choice.
Lilith is alive.
Okay, yeah, all right. Lilith, well, Roland, he's dead. We know that.
Yeah, the only dead Vault Hunters are specifically Maya and Roland.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, have everybody in, and have them all be playable in the next Borderlands game. And like, I like the idea that they took from one of the ideas I like from Borderlands 3 is that you travel to different planets. I thought that was a great idea, and they need to continue with that focus. But then, like, just make it a thing where you get to play like all the past Vault Hunters. That's what I want. Because it's like. It's sad when you get used to playing a certain character and then it's like, oh, now you can't play that anymore.
Yeah, because
so would that be like DLC content like later?
No,
like would that be from the start?
From the start.
Why lock classes and characters behind paywalls? Like, I mean, sure, people will pay for it, but because that's how the Necromancer and the Berserker was. But like, if you're gonna kind of bring some continuity to the story, then you could definitely wrap the story around the Vault Hunters meeting each other.
Is this gonna be one of your bad takes? Are you Token? Are you about to say like what I'm about to say and be like,
no,
oh no,
they shouldn't have all the characters on my. No, I just brought it up.
Oh, sorry. That was meant to play through my headset, not yours. I apologize. I accidentally muted on my end. Keep going.
Wrong button.
My bad.
I'm such a silly Billy. I can't believe I pressed the button.
Cause I really thought you were getting ready to say like, nah, they shouldn't have all the characters unlocked from the beginning. Like, wait, what? No,
I was just saying that because like we know game companies have done something like that before, where like they've been doing a great job and then they do one thing and fuck it up, and then it's like, oh, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Y'all are gonna make these type of decisions to get more money out of us.
All right, thank God, dude. Because I thought you were literally gonna give us another fucking multiplayer fucking take.
No, no, I just no. Like, no, they could definitely do this.
I'm not letting that one go.
I just wanted to say, like, they could do this. They could very well be money hungry and be like, oh, this is a great idea. Let's do this. Paywall.
Real life game. Sure be some real life features you got there. Sure be a shame if you had to pay for them.
Yeah.
Right? Past couple Borderlands games has not been it at all.
What do you mean past couple? You mean Borderlands 3?
Borderlands 3 and Tiny Tina's Adventure, the DLC was not it.
True.
Well, that was a whole standalone game. You mean like the standalone?
Yeah, because Tiny Tina's Wonderlands was a DLC in and of itself, and then
it's better than 3.
Well, no, that's Assault on Dragon Keep. Then they had the whole separate game, Tiny
Tina's
Wonderlands.
Right.
Wonderlands is way better than I'll say. Wonderlands is better than 3.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yes,
but I mean that. Why do you think they keep bringing Tiny Tina back?
Because Ashley Burch needs money.
She was great.
I mean, I love Tiny Tina.
I think Ashley Burch is like related to one of the people who work on the game.
I don't know about that. No,
she is. I'm pretty positive.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Not on that game, but her brother is in the games industry, I think. Because first they started off on a YouTube channel.
Yeah, it was like, hey Ash, what you playing?
Yeah, hey Ash, what you playing? I think her brother is Nick. Yeah, Nick Birch, right?
Anthony Birch.
Anthony Birch. Nick Birch is from Big Mouth. What the fuck am I thinking? Yeah. Yeah.
Nick Birch.
Yeah, she's the voice of Aloy, isn't she?
Yeah, she's also Aloy in Horizon. Ashley Burch.
Right.
Same person.
Right.
All right, now he worked on God of War, it looks like.
Yeah, no games that she's been in.
I don't know if that's true. I'm checking now. No, he worked on Borderlands 2.
Oh, okay.
So I got another smart question for y'all.
That's impossible. I'm joking.
Because they're obviously within this news, Embracer has let go of Gearbox. We've already heard about Embracer letting go of a bunch of people. And even even with what they have going on, Embracer still has games in the cut, I guess. And they've let go of a whole bunch of people. Not a whole bunch of people. It was actually an undisclosed number, but they said that none of the people that they let go were related to game development. They said it was related to, like marketing and things of that nature. So like from those departments. But with all of that information being put out there, and obviously Embracer is still restructuring their entire company, do we think that this is going to save them from whatever trouble it is that they're in? Because obviously you don't do all of this kind of restructuring without some kind of either financial trouble or legal trouble or whatever the case.
They're basically freeing up some capital so they can actually like try to make some profits on them. But I mean, they're basically just putting a bandage on the wound. They got to figure out why they're bleeding so much money at this point.
Right. Because they already been shut down studios. They've already they're again cutting a whole bunch of people, selling off studios and IPs. What else can they do?
You know what the problem is with Embracer? is when they first
They're
started
a
off.
venture
Like,
capital group.
that is very true. Yes. And like a venture capital group, they acted like a rich kid who had daddy's credit card and just kept buying anything that they wanted.
And you leave Tony Khan alone.
No, fuck this. No.
Come back.
Here's the thing. No, I'm gonna fucking go off on this for a second. I apologize. I've been relatively tame, but no, like venture capital, like I hate it. It's awful,
Yeah.
and people like Tony Khan are the shits because they make people think that they're doing great things by giving them all this money to all these different people and doing all these wonderful things. But the problem is they're rich kids with daddy's credit card who the moment they get bored or they don't see something they like, they pull the fucking money.
Yeah.
Like
That is legitimately it.
Like, that's the thing. Like, game studios, if you fucking hear me, please do your best to become self-funded. I know it's hard. It's not easy. You can't fund the shit you want to fund. But being self-funded is the only way you can make the shit you want to make and not have to worry about someone having their boot on your fucking neck. It's it. That's the only way. If you go and you have shareholders, they're going to rob your fucking company of all their money. They're going to suck it all out, and they're going to have you become as efficient as they possibly can. Yeah, they're going to empower you to make games that touch millions of people, but it's not going to be your game. It's
millions
not going to be your vision.
Millions of lives. Please do not touch people.
Whew.
Sorry, Tom.
No, let him fucking
cook.
Yeah, please. Please do.
So it lets you go ahead and it just sucks. Like it absolutely sucks seeing these people who like they have these wide eyes, these bushy tails, and they're just like, man, we're gonna go out, we're gonna make our game of our dreams, we're gonna do it our way, we're gonna be X, we're gonna be Y, we're gonna be Z, and then the reality of game development hits. something gets delayed, something doesn't land the way it should in a playtest, and there goes all your fucking money. It's the main reason, like, talking wrestling for 1 second, it's the reason why I give so much shit to the AEW side of things. I think AEW has stellar wrestling. I think they've got, like, some of the best performers in the entire industry. I think it is a great bones of a product. The reason I care about ratings there, the reason I care about YouTube views, the reason I care about attendance is because the fact when Tony Khan gets bored, he's not going to be able to sell it. And that's the thing with these fucking venture capitalists. I don't trust billionaires to have the attention span for something for too long. I just don't. It's possible they will, but like they have a lot of shit going on.
They're looking on how to maximize their profits.
Right.
And because they're not in the industry.
It's not even like, let's just be generous for a second and let's go with they're not trying to maximize profits. Let's just like even go with something like they want to make, let's just go with an ego thing for a second, okay? Let's just say for 1 second there's a venture capitalist out there who has ego and they're like, they grew up, they were the biggest fucking Halo player, all right? They fucking loved Halo. And then they heard about this startup with a bunch of former Halo devs. And they go and they're going to make a new Halo game. It's going to be the new Halo. That motherfucker goes and he sits down on a playtest, and guess what? It doesn't feel like the game he remembered. And maybe he pulls the funding. I don't know. That's not what I'm saying. No. I'm just saying, like, in general, like, I'm just using Halo as an example because Halo is one of my favorite shooters. It's just one of those things where it's like, it doesn't always have to be about profit. It could just be they want to make the next Halo and they don't have confidence. Like, they want to make the next Halo, so they go and pick up 5 different studios that are all working on something that's kind of in the same lane, and they're only going to keep one of those studios that they have the most confidence in, and the other 4 are going to get cut. That's how venture capital works. Venture capital works by scattershotting. They throw 100 million here, they throw 100 million there, 100 million there, and they wait to see which projects are going to be the most successful, and they cut the ones they don't think are going to be successful.
So throw a bunch of
That's
noodles
how venture capital works.
See which one sticks. Throw a bunch of noodles at the wall and wait to see the
Yes. That's kind of how venture capital works. You just you throw your money at a bunch of different things and you see which ones are going to be good, and then you fucking can the ones that you don't have confidence in. Yeah, it's maximizing profits, but it's also just taking advantage of having infinite resources.
And it's insane too, because it's just like, oh, we bought a whole bunch of game studios and we bought some pizzerias. And it's like,
Shaq?
What? Why? That's insanity. Oh, and then we bought a farm.
So like Embracer Group, what they did was they said, we want to build a portfolio of game studios. Let's go and pick up a bunch of game studios. They went and picked up a bunch of game studios. They saw which ones were delivering, which ones weren't, which ones they had confidence in, which ones they didn't. And they started cutting the ones that they didn't have confidence in, is what my guess is.
Should have got some Wingstops.
That would have been
fucking worth it.
honestly.
That's why I said Shaq? Is that you?
Would have been popping off. Would have been rubbing shoulders with Rick Ross.
Nowhere in New Jersey at all.
They would have been rubbing shoulders with Rick Ross. Like, oh.
Shaq has his own like chicken restaurants, and he doesn't have any in New Jersey, despite the fact he's from here.
Yeah.
Wait.
Because
he probably owns all the Five Guys in Jersey.
Wait, does he?
He owns like 500 Five Guys franchises or something crazy amount like that.
Wait,
What? I didn't know that.
Fun homework for people. If you want to just see how much Shaq went in life and just see all the side quests he's doing now, because I said Shaq beat the MMO of life a long ass time ago, and he's just going back and power levels through side quests. Just look how many franchises he owns, commercials. He's in Home Depot commercials now. I was at the bar the other day. I'm like, why is Shaq in a Home Depot commercial? When the fuck did this happen? I'm like,
Shaq is one of those dudes.
Isn't he also in like an insurance commercial too?
He's in a bunch of stuff. He's
Shaq is just
General Insurance, Home Depot, like
General Insurance.
Yep. Shaq is just one of those dudes who, like, he understood what money can do for him, and he just invested his money into a whole bunch of shit while he was in the NBA, and now it's paying off for him.
Yeah, and he
His
also
retirement is just him doing. His retirement is just him doing
his dream.
It's literally
Live his dream do whatever he wants.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna become an EDM DJ.
Yeah, or I want to become a sheriff.
Who's gonna tell him no?
Nobody.
No, and he did it. And
I'm just saying, bro.
Pretty good.
Look, I'm just saying, when Shaq Diesel
Surprisingly,
dropped that first track, it was hot.
Yo, Shaq is actually a really good DJ. Like, if you actually watch the set from Shaq, he's a good EDM DJ, and he actually packs out like fucking stadiums of people when he plays, which is insane.
You talking about the album?
The basketball player,
Shaquille. No, not the rap album he made. No, he's a DJ.
What Token said.
No, I said when he dropped that for EDM. That song, the EDM song, he's like,
I mean, the video game wasn't that bad either.
He's decent. He's really decent.
Shaq Fu was kind of my jam back then.
What's
that?
Because
we ain't know no better back then.
He does actually have some decent rap skills too. He ain't the best, but like
he's okay. He's better than like, you know, some of these.
Yeah, so anyway, I just want to take a moment to like basically say thank you all for joining us.
Better than Blueface.
We're not going to go into Shaq and what's good and bad about Shaq. Just know that, you know, he's still successful. He has money that I don't have. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, what can you do? Anyway, we appreciate you all joining us and giving us your time. And I just want to say that, you know, look forward to us every Wednesday at 8:30. You know, there are going to be times where we might not be here, but, you know, check us out anyway. Make sure to follow our socials. Our social names are underneath our photos here. So, you know, King Anarchy, Time Traveling, Create Terrence. I guess that's what it is. Hustle Simmons, KG Master Roshi, and Raijin X. Make sure that you know, hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, anything. Reach out to us. Comment under our videos. Come back and watch these episodes again. Anything. And then what's going to end up happening is you're going to start loving us. Anyway, if you got any goals that you want to achieve, make sure you press the start button. I'm going to see you guys later next week.
Deuces, ooses.